Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Timberborn Olympus, Neo Olympus. So as you can see over here, what I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to put in another engine over here. And why might you be putting in another engine, you may wonder. Well, actually, it's quite easy. I'm putting in another engine because we are preparing to get a number cruncher. And yes, I am decided to build this over here because I had some really big thoughts about what I was planning to do. So remember how I said that the area over there was going to be our industrial district? Well, due to the laws of Timberborn and how everything seems to work within the game of being able to have resources near the things that you actually need them for, that is not necessarily going to work out well. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to create our industrial districts near the resources that they need. Hence, we're actually going to move our lumber production and stuff over to this area at some point. Actually, I'd really love it out in this lake, in this basin. But eventually we will move over there. All of our things that are associated with bad water, like our explosives factories and eventually our catalyst production, it's going to be over in this area, somewhere around this general area, and so on and so forth. Crops, anything to do with crop production is actually going to come out into here, just because also I kind of want to keep storages near there. So that way the storage is near the factories get to process it faster, etc., etc. It makes more sense than having haulers lugging everything all over the place. Oh, and our bad tide's about done, which means we need to turn on some more water. As you can see, we didn't go through that much water, which is nice. Nice. So also you can see I started expanding this out. And the reason I started expanding this out is I am going to build one half of this. I'm going to start building one half of my layout design that I really, really would like to use. I think it looks beautiful. Seeing it in a lot of other spaces, I really like it. So I'm going to use it accordingly. So we would love to get to the number cruncher today. And once we get to the number cruncher, I can get rid of the scientists, because the number cruncher will do it for us. On a side note, I had mentioned in the last video that I really, really needed to look up on the wiki about how what was it called? The breeding pods worked, and I actually did look it up. So the interesting thing is, it said, and granted, this information was back from like update 4, but they said that one breeding pod should pretty much allow for a population of 10 beavers. And it's 10 in the fact that 10 beavers including babies. So it's 10 beavers totals, because it takes 5 days for a beaver to breed. So with that understanding, and all happiness and everything is a factor as well. But with that understanding, the 4 breeding pods I have or if I turn the fourth one on, it should get us up to 40 beavers and stay roughly around that population. 40, give or take, it's like plus or minus 10% or something like that when they were doing the calculations. And those are old calculations. But that will give you a basic idea of how many breeding pods we're going to need to continue on. And I would suggest, I would guess that when the kits grow up, or when you get to the advanced breeding pods with, how deep? Maybe I should put a flow gauge, stream gauge.
Perhaps you desired squirrel.
But once we get to the advanced breeding pods, I would gather that because they pop out fully grown adults, that they would probably do 10 population as well, but of adults. So you won't have the necessary need to actually worry about having kits around. But I like having kits because it's kind of cool. It's cool to see little baby beavers running around. I might be the only one that feels that way, because a lot of people play about efficiency. So we're going to need 100 gears, 25 metal blocks, and 30 planks, which means we are going to need some more gear storage because we only have 40, and I paused my gear workshop because we didn't need any. So let's do a couple of small warehouses here. Put gears on those. Once we're at 33 metal blocks, we can pause our smelter because we're not using metal blocks right now. So our smelter isn't going to help us. So we can go back to the gear workshop and get that going. Let's see. Let's prioritize these since they only take logs. And once I get to the 1.5K, I'm actually going to turn off my science until I get my number cruncher built. Well, it is the end of cycle 13, day 6. About to be day 7. And I'm guessing we're going to get our drought notification tomorrow. Yeah. I put money on it. Oh, bad tide. Not what I was hoping for. But it's okay. Things will be fine. It'll be fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
So as you can see, there's an area that is now gone because I exploded it. But there's a reason why I exploded it. I did it because eventually this whole thing is going to be gone. Or a lot of it will be. But right now, I am trying to get to this area right here because I need to put in another irrigation patch. I want this gone because I want more blueberries. But because we're not relying on blueberries as a food source, we're doing pretty good right now. We have a good supply of kohlrabies. But there's a reason it's an emergency food source. In case of an emergency. Okay, bad tide started. Let's start off with a bang.
That word is dynamite.
Yeah, that was cheesy. I'm sorry. It was just a small bang.
That's what she said.
Okay, I'm going to pause these 2 water pumps while our bad tide is or at least for the start of the bad tide. We're almost full up on this water. We'll top off our fluid dumps. Well, at least that fluid dump, we'll top it off. let's get some speed going so, you know, we're not trudging along at a snail's pace. The other thing was I did hit 1500 science, and it's all gone. It's all gone. And the reason being is because, yeah, we have a number cruncher to be built. So that's taking priority. Let's see, we are almost out of bad water, so I need to turn the bad water pump back on. And one thing I did to manage my like what I consider emergency facilities, like my fluid pumps, fluid dumps, is I took my hauling post and I turned down the priority. But I never want to be without one beaver. But if something happens that something needs to go on in an emergency, then it'll pull a hauler out to go work that one specific thing. Another small set of explosions. But I said I was going to turn off my inventor, and I did not. And there's a reason why I did not. And it's actually very simple. I need something else. And I don't want to wait on the science. I need a sluice. And that's 400. So I'd rather not be wasting the time waiting for this to be built, because it's still going to take a while. So I'll keep the science going until I get the sluice built. And the other thing is, even though this engine is over here, I may actually start I may build a second engine and start building some of the I can't think of what they're called. The performance the lumber mills and everything over here as well, because I will need the resources can go right from here to a storage. The haulers can do that, and it won't be such a great big deal. So if you're wondering what I needed the sluices for, that is going to be for this project. That is going to be over here. Oh, that lined up perfectly. Levees there, and then there's going to be, so basically I'm going to have sluices going straight across here, and then levees, and it's going to block this off, and I'm going to set those things to closed permanently for now, and it's going to start draining this out. So I was trying to decide whether I was going to use this underground ruins or this one, and I honestly, because I can turn this one off, that will decrease the fluid level in here over time, because there'll be no fluid coming in, which means I'll be able to work in this one to build up everything to keep all of the water out of it, but I won't have to build as high until I can get it where I can have it solidified, and it will be I will be able to build it so it will be underwater, an underwater mine. So that is the what is going on with that. So we'll put 2 here. One will be logs, and the other will be metal blocks. And then yeah, and then the other one will be planks. We do need to increase our plank production, but we need to increase our beaver population in order to do that. which also means we need to increase our food. Because, yeah, we're losing food because of contamination. Well, it sounds like the wind is picking up out there. It's cold where I am, so I don't know if you can hear the heater in the background that's going on underneath my feet. Okay. Good thing this bad tide is about over. It's contaminating so much of my stuff. Yeah. I can't wait till we get an excavator. But, here we go. This should help combat some things. It's at 41%. It's okay. It'll be fine. We have 400 blueberries. We can destroy these. Alright, it's cycle 14, day 2. Our bad tide has ended, and it did a lot of damage to our trees. Go figure. And our crops. But what I just did was I spent 20 to unlock the upward power shaft. And from what I understand in this new update, power can be transferred through the bottoms of buildings. So I put this upward power shaft here to try and see if I would be able, if I built another engine on this other side and did the same thing where anything on this side dealt power to this shaft, it should be power both sides. Like the engines would power both sides, be connected. And I wanted to see if this works on this because one, it's easy. It's a lot easier to do it. And then two, I need to add my number cruncher back in. Let me cut my water pumps back on full blast because I don't know how much time I'm going to have between this bad tide. So we can pause the bad water pump. I still got one hauler. Good, good, good. Oh, you can pause. You can pause because you guys are full. Did I didn't mark that cutting area back there, but oh yeah, they finished all that off. Good job. Oh, and he finished all this off, so I can pause this one, and it looks like all of the good trees died. So I don't think this is going to spread anymore. Oh, that's too bad. I'll cry about it later. Remember what I said about marking the center? I literally put a cross or an X that marks the spot. That's the center of the basin. I have explosives. I didn't even realize this dude was over here. He was just chilling. He was chilling. Like, hey, boss.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Oh, I just realized we're going to have a food issue. Because my fermenter's been off. Because I was waiting for mushrooms to actually be grown. Yeah, man. Would have been a catastrophe because of mismanagement on my part. Alright, our bad tide has started. Things are not dire yet. I was sitting on so many mushrooms because my fermenter was turned off. Okay, so looking at all of my resources, I have 100 gears. I have 25 metal blocks. I have 33 out of 25. And I need 30 planks. I have 29 planks, 30 planks. So if I prioritize this, that means that this should be built very quickly. So I'll destroy this, we'll get our science, and then also over here, 400, we will unlock our sluices, and then we will put down our levees to go on top. If I can put them all in the right place, because, you know, there we go. Won't need that one. Won't need that one. Then we'll set these to closed. Close above contamination 0% when we're using automatic mode. And we will leave it like that. Now I'll take care of that. I just got to send all the stuff here. All right, our food's coming back up. Our kohlrabis, we got fermented mushrooms. And yeah, our blueberries are very poor right now, but it's okay at the moment.
A few minutes later.
Oh, wait. It is built. We have a number cruncher. We have automatic science. Isn't that beautiful? And with that, it'll be going on its own. The power of science! Alright, so now that we got our number cruncher built, I think we can call this episode here. Our bad tide's about to end, so we're on to cycle 15. And we're doing alright. I'd say we're doing alright. But I guess I also have a different little bit of a stake in this, so I hope you enjoyed this. I appreciate you coming out to watch my videos. And I will see you in the next one. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz, you know. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.